How are you doing today? I hope you're doing pleasant. I hope you're doing well. So today I wanted to talk about how I got into UNCSA, or University of North Carolina School of Arts, and how I got in on a full ride scholarship, which is awesome. So I just wanted to show the process of application, how I built up my experience, my resume, essay portfolio, all of that good stuff, all those good details. And just to have kind of a nice compilation of resources so that when you are applying to UNCSA, maybe this can help you out, because when I was applying and trying to figure out the process, there really wasn't that many resources that I could rely on and watch videos. So I hope this is helpful to you. So yeah, let's go. So the first, I want to cover and break this video down into 4 different points. So first, I'm going to be talking about my experience in high school, how I was able to build that experience on my resume, college fair and building connections with the school, your resume, essay, and portfolio, and then interview is going to be last. So let's get started. So the first thing that I think is really important to talk about is your building experience in high school. So in my high school, it was a kind of a magnet program. So one half of the school was like your typical high school. You have your normal classes and building AP classes as well. And then it's also combined with a performing arts school. So in this portion of the course system, they were different magnets. So it would be like dance, choir, musical theater, design production, which is the program that I was in, guitar, and various band, different kind of performing arts majors in that in the school. So I was in part of the design production program, which was amazing, very, very knowledgeable and useful, give you very good skills. So yes. So the design production program at my school started with building the basics of technical theater, starting with stagecrafts, costume construction, lighting, sound, and then as throughout each year of high school, we built up in the technicalities and in the kind of the difficulty of mastering those skills. So for example, we learned about costume history, arts media, so working with Photoshop, what were some other ones? Props and paint, which was how I got into props. Design concepts, which is learning how to build a concept from scratch from a script, and all those wonderful little technical theater classes that are really important in building your experience. So if you have the opportunity in your school, I know it's not very common to have this kind of technical theater program, try to enroll in those, but since I know it's not very common, I know a lot of people have, say, volunteered and worked at their local theaters, local theater companies. So if you're really invested and you're really interested in trying to get experience, which is really the #1 thing that you should be working on if you want to get accepted to UNCSA or other performing arts schools for technical theater. So the main thing I would focus on is trying to build experience as much as you can in that field, because that would really take you the longest way. So I personally did not volunteer or work in those theater companies because my design production classes took care of that experience. And additionally, in our program at school, we had to stay after school almost every day until 5:30 working on productions and musicals, plays, all of that was being held at our school, so it was very artsy. So that took care of a lot of the experience. So fortunately, I didn't have to actually go and apply to these theater companies, but I think it's a very, very useful resource, since I feel like a lot of places they have those theater companies that you can apply for. You can do internship, you can just do volunteer, check out the area, but just try to gain as much experience as possible. That is the main thing. Let me look at my notes. I have a little teddy bear notebook. Yes, yeah, oh, we can see it. So let's see. So yes, that is the main thing. I will try to focus on experience, and I'll be talking about that more in the resume, essay kind of section of this video. So next thing is really, really important is building your connections and reaching out to those universities that you're interested in. So I'm going to be talking specifically about UNCSA and my process with that school and how I got accepted into the program. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm majoring in the design production program at UNCSA in stage properties or stage props. So if you're interested, if you're thinking of applying the same way, that's awesome. So yeah, just to get that context. So at my school, every year they had college fair that was for the juniors and seniors at our school. So for the college fairs, they brought in a lot of mainly in-state schools, but a lot of outstate schools as well. So what's really important with these opportunities, if you are not able to have teachers or counselors to really mentor you in these ways, what's really important is your first impression. So you really want to make sure when you are meeting with these colleges for the first time that you're very well dressed, looking professional. If you have the chance, carry around your resume with you in case they might ask for it, and really make sure if you're like, say if you find a UNCSA booth. So I'll talk about my experience. So when I went to our college fair, there were like multiple booths, and the UNCSA booth was there, and honestly it was the most like eye-catching and very like clean, crisp looking booths. I was like very enticed by it. And one of the main speakers, I'm not good at titles, like administrator people, she was really sweet. I was asking her, because my main thing was I really wanted to make sure if I was looking into theater companies, or sorry, not theater companies, performing like art colleges. What was really important to me was that if I was going to go into a college that focuses on technical theater as well, then I really wanted to make sure it was a major of props. There's a specific concentration that I could be working on there. Because what I noticed a lot of the times with those kind of technical theater colleges, they most of the time they just have like, say for example, like stagecraft or set design, costume design. Like usually the main factors are going to be set, costume, and lighting, and sometimes sound. But it's very rare that you'll find props as its own major. The main thing that really caught my eye with UNCSA was that they had a specific props major, and I honestly did not really see that from any of the other colleges I saw. Maybe I missed one, I don't know. But UNCSA really popped out to me because they had the focus on props, and I really like all the different concentrations they had. And also the administrator was really nice, so I was really impressed by her knowledge and everything. So anyways, back to the main point. The most important thing, if you have the opportunity to go to a college fair, make sure that you look presentable and be ready to ask a buttload of questions, because they really like it if you're interested and really asking them a lot of questions, because I definitely asked them a lot. I think felt like so long ago, I don't remember. So moving on from that, if you don't have the opportunity of having a college fair at your school or in your surrounding area, then what's really important aside from that also is to keep in contact with those universities that you want. Because I know it can be kind of bothersome and annoying to have to like email and text and reach out to all these universities, and it's really nerve-wracking. That's how it was for me. But it's really, really important to show that you are interested in this university's programs and that you're interested in enrolling and possibly being accepted. So after the college fair that was there, I gave her not my business card, they had those little card thingies where you could like fill out your contact information. So then that was where we got the ball rolling, and I was emailing the main administrator speaker person that was at the college booth, and I was mainly keeping in touch with her, asking all my questions, making sure all of my concerns are taken care of. And also another thing I really liked about UNCSA that I noticed about like just in general, they are very good with replying to like emails. I'm not like sponsored or anything, it sounds like I'm sponsored by them, but I really liked how much they replied so quickly, and honestly they seemed like the most personal kind of group, which of course makes sense, it's a smaller school, but just in general compared to like other colleges I emailed, the other ones were not very responsive and they're very like robot-like. So I like it when it has some kind of emotion, so that's what also caught my eye. And another really important thing in regards to like making connections, if you have the chance, really visit the school, because that can honestly make or break your decision. Because aside from in general, aside from UNCSA as an example, I had like a list of 7 or 8 schools, and I think I'm gonna make a separate video about how I picked UNCSA. Maybe I don't know if that'll be a whole separate video, I don't know. But I had a whole other set, 7 or 8 schools that I was interested in a different major. And like for example, I'm not gonna say, I think I'll say it in another video, but one university I visited and like online it seemed really awesome and like the perfect college for me. And then I visited and I was like, oh, I do not like this school. Like it was very in the middle of the city, which I thought I would like, but it was very like, I don't know, just not very personable. I like to have a lot of nature too. Okay, I'm rambling. But it's the main thing. Visit the school to really make sure that it vibes with your mojo, because that's honestly really important, because you're going to be spending the next 4 years of your life there. So you really want to take that into consideration and visit if you can. I didn't get the opportunity to visit, which I'm really sad about, because I was really busy when they were doing visits and I wasn't able to travel to North Carolina. It kind of sucks because now we're quarantined, so I won't be able to see the school until August, until I'm actually there. So let's hope that I actually like it, which I think I will. But aside from that, so yes, just wrapping up that point, make connections as much as possible, email and stay contacted with the university that you're interested in, specifically for UNCSA. Try to attend college fairs and really stay in touch with the administrators, just so you can get a bit of your personality through as well, and visit the school if you can. So moving on to the next point. So my third point that I wanted to cover was talking about resume and essay. So those are the two main written aspects that they're going to be asking for in your application for UNCSA. And for your resume, you really want to make sure that it's cohesive. It shows your educational experience, your extracurriculars, your community service, your hobbies, any awards you've gotten. In addition to that, the main thing I think that they were looking for was the experience. And as I was talking about earlier, sorry, my lips are so chapped. As I was saying earlier, experience is honestly the number one key. Like, even if you don't have to have the best grades in my opinion, but experience is what they are looking for, because that is going to be the main thing that's going to drive you in your career or in your future with technical theater. Honestly, not having the highest ACT score or 4.0 GPA, it's okay if you don't have those exact statistics, but experience is the main thing. So with your resume, I think maybe I'll put a picture attached. I don't know. If y'all have questions, you can put it below. I don't know. But in my school, we had a resume building kind of after school class that we did. That was part of the design production program. So how it works is, with your resume, you want to make sure you talk about your education, just where you went to school, how many years, and so educational experience, and then next will be technical theater experience. So that is where you really want to build on, like for example, I was talking about earlier, working in theater companies, volunteering at your local theater, and really getting in that experience. And also, what's really important is try to immerse yourself in different fields of technical theater. Don't just stick with one thing. Like, don't just stick with working with sets or carpentry or just costumes. Like, you really want to make sure that you show that you're really well-rounded. That's what the word I'm saying. You want to make sure you're a very well-rounded applicant. So make sure you have experience as a stitcher, electrician, carpenter. If you're interested in props, get a lot of those prop jobs if you can. So for example, on my resume, I had maybe, since I didn't include working at theater companies, I was talking about my school productions. So for example, I think throughout my 4 years, I had like 12 shows on my resume, and I like those varied, like stitcher, electrician, carpenter. And then as I got higher in my upperclassmen levels, then that's when I was applying to like leadership positions, like assistant prop master, props designer. So I think at the beginning it's really important to get really well balanced in your fields, and then as you get older, show that you're being specialized. So if you're interested, for example, in like wigs and makeup, you can work in I don't know how it works in other theater companies, but you probably work in costumes and get in with those wig and makeup departments. Or say, for example, if you're really interested in lighting design, you can work with the electricians on those shows and really get that experience. And then as you get older, you may be able to give you leadership opportunities. So that's just the main thing with your resume. and also they still really want to see that you're involved in your school, extracurriculars, community service, and just make sure that you try to have as much well-rounded stuff. And I know it seems like a lot, but I think it's really important, I would say, especially if you're working for that scholarship, that you have those kind of capabilities. And I'm not like 100% saying this is the right way to do it, but this is just from my perspective. So yeah. All right, and so resume's done. And with your essay, it's called an artistic statement. So this is you're gonna be talking about how you got involved into what major that you're going into. So for example, I was going into props. I talked about my immersion with props, how I just loved it. Or I talked about how I loved art since I was little, building that throughout my life, and then going to props, technical theater, all that good mojo. Oh. Okay, so going back to what I was saying, so I was talking about the artistic statement essay thingy. So I don't remember the exact instructions. I probably should have looked that up beforehand. But so as I was saying before, you're really talking about your experience and just the buildup of the passion of what you're majoring in. And so just make sure that it's really personable to you. Don't try to copy other people because it kind of takes away from your own application, I guess. Just try to make your personality shine through with your essay. I think that's a really good way of showing a different part of yourself while also showing your writing skills and ability to like build and demonstrate how you got into this thing. So yeah. So yes, resume, essay, very important as well. And I think the most important thing is the portfolio. And I'm going to be making a separate video for that because there's a lot to talk about, I think. So be on the lookout for that soon. I'm going to be talking about portfolio and showing my accepted portfolio. So yeah, I'll just stop that there. So that's the third point. And the last thing I want to talk about was the interview process, which is so nerve-wracking, so anxiety building, all this words of mystery, whatever. But if you really take a deep breath and just be confident in yourself, it's really not that bad. So for the interview for UNCSA, I had to go through 2 interviews, I think, yes. For the main interview for like getting admitted into the school. So for this one, I wasn't able to travel to North Carolina like I said before because of issues with traveling and such. So usually the interview will be in person on the campus, but for me it was over the phone. I don't really remember much because I kind of feel like I blacked out in like nervousness. But so over the phone, they were super nice. The interviewers, very friendly, and so they just make you feel like you can just talk with them. And so keep in mind, in the interviews, even though they're supposed to be professional, still make it seem like a conversation. So of course then be like, hey, what's up, dude? How you doing today? Like, no, don't do any of that. But like still keep professional, but be open about who you are. You don't want to just be like stone cold, no personality, you know. So I made sure to, since you can't see my face, can't see me smiling, which is something that I like to do. So you want to, for me, it was a bit more difficult because I had to really show my personality through what I'm saying and not through my visuals, which it ended up okay. But for the interview, they mainly asked, you know, your normal questions. Why do you want to get accepted to UNCSA? What makes you think you should be accepted? And they'll ask about your experience, extracurriculars, community service. So yes, interviews are very important because if you think about it, your application is pretty much all just written. Portfolio has some pictures and such, but it's pretty much all just digitalized. So the interview is really important in making sure that they know who you are, that you show yourself and really get a good grasp of what your personality is like. So I think this is just really important. Just be yourself. Don't overthink it too much, because if you overthink, then it just doesn't help with the vibe of the interview. You just want it to be very easygoing, and if you make a mistake, it's okay. Just take a deep breath. If they ask you a question that like throws you off, or you don't know what to say, then you can just say, let me think about it. So be like, let me think about it, wait a few seconds, collect your thoughts, and then present it. So really just try not to be too nervous about it, even though it is very nerve-wracking. I feel you. It's very, yeah. I think that about does it for all of my points, how I got into UNCSA. If you're interested in getting this scholarship that I also got, which is called the Keenan Excellence Scholar, which was a full ride. If you're really interested in getting this scholarship, it's really important to build in your experience, have awesome portfolio, which I'll show in another video. And I think also grades did contribute to me getting a scholarship. I know a lot of people, if you're just looking to get admitted and you're not really looking for the scholarship, then grades honestly I don't think are that big of a deal. This experience and portfolio. And just if you guys are wondering, I don't know, I don't want to like make it seem like I'm bragging or anything, but when I admitted, I had a 4.03 GPA and a 32 on the ACT. So if that makes you get a bit of a better idea of getting the scholarship and getting admitted and all of that, I don't know, I feel weird talking about like statistics, but I know sometimes people are interested, so yeah, there you go. That's what they ask for, and that's my answer. So yeah. So yeah, those are the main points I think for getting admitted into UNCSA. And really just the main thing, just be yourself and let your work shine through, because that is the main thing that they're looking for. They're looking for creativity and seeing people's true artwork and what they're interested in, their passion. So that's just the main thing. I hope this video was helpful for you in any way if you're looking to apply to UNCSA, specifically in the design production program. I don't know that much about the application process for like film or dance or music. I don't really know too much about that kind of those parts of UNCSA, but I would love to answer any of your questions about the application process for design production, or if you're looking specifically for props, I would love to answer any of your questions, give you all the details, all that good stuff. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it somewhat. Sorry, it's very just me yabbering on, but I think I just wanted to get the information out there. Anybody's looking for it, it'll be there. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and yes, be sure to subscribe if you're looking for more content. I'm going to be uploading more videos about college and art and all that good stuff. So yes, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.